G'day, it's Jamie, and welcome to Tantanilla Tigers. Today, I'm reading an old letter to the editor about a lion sighting at Ballarat, Victoria in 1885. So we'll get into it. This was published in the Ballarat Star, Saturday, June 20, 1885, titled Tigers and Lions, to the editor. Sir, I am, comparatively speaking, a new arrival, one whom your colonists politely call a new chum. But I feel that I have a grievance, and I desire to air it. When I left the chalky cliffs of Albion, it was with the distinct understanding gathered from all the works on Australia which I could find, that there were no Felidae, Canidae or Viridae in the colonies of Australia, at least none large enough to do more than shake the nerves of an old hen or a ewe with a lamb. But I find myself diddled and swindled by the actual facts. For instance, for weeks past, all the papers, metropolitan and provincial, have contained paragraphs about tigers, panthers and hyenas, which are frightened from their propriety the unsophisticated settlers in the wilds of Burwood, Lilydale, etc. And I have therefore concluded that my innocence was taken advantage of, and that, after all, your precious Australia is a land teeming with fierce carnivora. Unless indeed the apparently southern bent of wild beasts be not owing to a deep and damnable scheme on the part of the moneyed aristocracy, the wealthy lower orders, to corrupt the virtuous working man by introducing the horrid spectacles of imperial Rome and causing our many-headed to sell their votes for shameful circumstances. My object in writing, however, is to prove that in addition to tigers, panthers and hyenas seen by experts in the parts of the colony, we have the dreaded lion in our midst. An evening or two since I was journeying over that classic region, the public park, towards Alfredton, when I heard ominous growls behind me, and turning around, beheld the scintillating eyes of a huge lion. Perhaps I should say lioness, as the brute had no mane, but that might be owing to it being a young lion, or one of those maneless varieties from southern Persia. But there could be no mistaking the tawny hide, from when in Africa I saw many lions. Of course I fled, and the animal gave chase. I do not know what the result might have been, but fortunately I fell into one of the quagmires which adjoin the footpath which crosses the park. I believe the accident saved my life, as the animal's instinct caused it to distrust the Serbonian bog, and after enjoying my captivity for half an hour, it trotted off. Extricating myself, I made for the nearest house, which happened to be that of the inspector of the corporation yards. He informed me that a calf had been killed in the park that evening, so getting a lamp, we went out to examine the dead animal and found it to have been killed just as lions and tigers kill their prey. The head smashed with a blow of the cruel paw, and a hole made in the breast, whence the blood, lungs, heart and liver had been extracted, the coarser meat disdainfully left. After examining the footprints about, we both agreed that the animal must have been a lion, as my companion is, I believe, no mean authority, as I am credibly informed that he has a menagerie of wild animals at the Ercildoune estate. I would seriously recommend the Ballarat Hunt Club to turn out their pack and to try and find the monster, instead of indulging in the delirium of chasing a steeped sponge. Yours, etc., Viator, the end. Well, that's so really interesting, this, because around this time they're seeing all these other creatures all around Victoria in the same time frame, and then this guy's seen a lion, and he's been to Africa, and he said it had a tawny hide and it had no mane. It's interesting what he was actually seeing, and lucky he fell in the quagmire and the lion didn't want to go in after him. But I'd love to know what is he seeing. Is he seeing like an actual African type lion or a panther or another type of big cat? Or is he seeing a thylacine or a thylacoleo? It's really interesting. Okay, that's it for me. I'll get back to you all next time. Bye.